name is Jenna McPhee and I am a tour guide for the East Hants Historical Society's Lower Selma Museum. Today I'm going to be talking to you about this table here. So if you don't know what it is, it's kind of an interesting piece that we have in our collection. It's actually an embalming table. I know, kind of weird that we have an embalming table in our museum, but nonetheless, it's here. So this embalming table was actually used to embalm John Jacob Astor, who was the richest man aboard Titanic when it sunk. If you don't know anything about John Jacob Astor, as I said, he was the richest man aboard the Titanic, but in regards to him and his personal life, he married a woman that was much younger than he was. She was 18 and he was 47. She was actually younger than his oldest son, so at the time it was actually quite scandalous. It would still be now. So they went to Europe to try and avoid that scandal. While they were in Europe, they realized that she was pregnant and they wanted the baby to be born back in America. As many of you know, with the ill fate of the Titanic, it did hit an iceberg, and because of this, there was a women and children first policy that was on board the ship with the lifeboats. So everyone that was getting into the lifeboats, they asked for the women and children to come forward first. Madeline, who was John Jacob Astor's wife, came aboard one of the lifeboats, and John Jacob Astor tried to follow in after her, and he was denied access because he was a man. So the last thing that was seen of him was giving his gloves to his wife, and he was seen smoking a pipe on deck. It's not really known what happened to him after that. It's said that when the ship actually split in half, one of the large of the three steamers that was aboard the Titanic broke off and actually hit him on impact in the water. We're not actually sure if that's what happened to him and killed him, but that's what's said to have happened. So, as many of you probably know, a lot of the bodies were brought to the city of Halifax because it was the next closest port. When the victims were brought up and picked up in the water, one of the bodies that they picked up was that of John Jacob Astor. So he was really easy to identify. He had a really nice blue suit on. He had gold cufflinks. He had a gold watch on him. He had a gold pen. He also had 2,440 pounds on him. You can think 1912, that's a lot of money to have just on your body alone. When his body was picked up in the water, someone asked if they could get the best embalming table. This is the one that they had chose. So at the time, this was owned by the John Logan Funeral Home, which was in Shubenacadie. It is now the Ettinger Funeral Home. When the bodies of Titanic victims were brought to Halifax, they asked for all of the local embalmers to come in and help. Once they chose the best embalming table, that being this one, John Jacob Astor's body was embalmed on this table. So really the only reason you would need to have a body embalmed would be if the family needed to claim inheritance. And because of John Jacob Astor's wealth, they would have needed proof of death, and that would only be able to be shown by his body. So his body was embalmed in Halifax on this here table, and then it was sent back to New York. And the family was able to claim inheritance from the body. So his wife Madeline did survive, and the baby was born as well. So they were able to claim inheritance from his body.